Well guys, I have browsed the old marketplace a little bit and I have found something that I don't necessarily need, but I want it, so we're gonna go get it. It is a square, so I kind of feel like I need it, but it's a square body ambulance, so I definitely need it. It's about 7.5 hours away. The gentleman did say to bring a trailer, but I'm gonna go down there and see if I can get it to start and run drive. We're gonna drive it back home. I've got special plans for this project, so at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I have in mind. Let's load up and go get it. So we made it down there without any issues. The drive there was pretty bland. There was nothing going on. When we got there, we were in for a little bit more than we anticipated. I was a little surprised as to how much rust this thing had because it was from Houston. But apparently down there, some of these rust pretty heavily. I did not realize that. But I was way too hyped up to go pick up this thing, and I was hoping and praying we'd be able to get the thing to start and run and drive. We did manage to get it to start. We kind of didn't get it to run and drive. The gentleman was not wrong. He said bring a trailer. We should have brought it. I gambled on a southern truck being a little less rusty than a northern truck. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, these brakes don't look exactly happy. Bumper away. Just keep going. Nothing's coming. That's interesting. Brakes don't work. I guess we're just gonna have to get this thing towed home. We made the drive back and hit Dallas traffic. That was wild. 9 o'clock on a Friday night, not the time to drive through there. Got back to Kansas and I had made some phone calls to get that thing towed back home. A week later, we went down, picked it up, and brought it home. I brought back up. There he is. Well, there she is in all her glory. Kansas bound. This is a heck of a project. I don't know why I bought this thing. Ugh. I'm not even tall enough to stand up in there, and I'm pretty short. Burnout, that's what I had in mind. Let me tell you all the ridiculous reasons I needed this. First and foremost, it's a square. That's the most important thing. I need more squares all the time. I can't not have squares. Secondly, most of the doors work. That's kind of nice. I like that. There's storage. As you can see, we've got a 70 square body light already stored in there. And tarps for when I break down on the side of the road. Might even be able to store an extra person in there. They might be able to take a nap. That's my camera crew. I'll put them in there. Can you fit?
No.
I didn't think so. It has plenty of oddball electronics in every location. But this is also good storage. I can put fuel right here, right next to the electronics, maybe. Look at that. We were testing bottle fitment with this, some of you guys recognize that, I'm sure. That's a PT mat. It also makes a good substitute for a bottle. You can just fit it right in. But anyhow, plenty of storage for nitrous. I don't know how much I'm gonna need on this thing, but there's all kinds of bottle storage. And there's a little vent right here, so that if anything starts leaking, we have an emergency relief tank. Now, I feel like I mentioned earlier in the video, this thing's rough. He used Bondo and fiberglass and spray foam. Excellent combination. It didn't really blend very well. He hadn't finished sanding this side, but let's be honest, there is no lip. So that doesn't really matter. Whatever we do with this, I need a rocker, no matter what. Otherwise, I'll never have door seals. But to be fair, I don't think I've got many squares that have door seals anymore. We've got ourselves a fine bench seat. Water cooled. That's a great place to store your spare radiators. Might need to fix that. That'll be obnoxious on the highway. It has all the lenses on the front. They're not looking so sweet on the sides, but they're there. We have made the executive decision of adding in those headlights, and they look phenomenal. I stole those out of my Blazer. So that shows you where this project ranks versus my Blazer. On this side, just as messed up. And he left a little evidence hanging back there, so that's not good. The firewall in the engine bay is actually rotted out pretty good. So once I get the motor pulled out, I'm gonna show you what I've got going on in there. It's a mess, it's not good. Now here, I've decided this is where I'm gonna store a bunch of stuff for the LS slot. So I've already got me a harness, got me some coils, got me some odds and ends, and a cover to carry it all in, because, well, nobody ever uses these on the engine if they're, you know, reasonable. 40 PSI LS injectors. I don't know if they're actually 40 PSI. This door doesn't open at the moment. I think it's taller than me. Oh my goodness. It's taller than me. Is this one of them surfboards for snow? Is that what that is? We don't get snow in Kansas, so we don't know what this is. But anyways, I've got a great place to store my surfboard. The rear lights actually don't look half bad until you come over here. And then you see that lens is broken. The best part is, I do have all the lights work. The bad part is, I can no longer back this out of the shop because I blew up the transmission driving it around my block. So we're gonna go ahead and do what any sane person should do and take the old small block Chevy out. I say that with the most respect possible. The engine still runs, it just doesn't run well. That being said, it's gonna get an LS, and I aim to make it a twin turboed LS. Obviously, I probably can't afford that just right off the bat, but we're gonna put an LS in it. I'm gonna make it run, drive. I'm gonna try to make it to LS Fest. Probably gonna be LS Fest East, so I got a little time to think about it. But I have to rig up a fuel system. I have to come up with a few more parts. I have most of the parts I need. Need an exhaust, and the very most important part, I need to rebuild a transmission. I've got one laying over there. Is it good? I don't know. You be the judge of that. I'm betting it's not good. So we're gonna take the small block out of this thing, put it in the engine pile over there with all my other junk engines, and then we're gonna do the swap. So that's what we have on the agenda. Now, just as I promised, the lights do work, and I'll show them to you now. Well, guys, there you go. We have a few lights that work. Obviously not all of them, but we got some of them. That is freaking cool. Holy shit.